What is going on? Welcome back to another video of Average Joe Chess, where we play a game every single day on the road to 2000, trying to get better each game. That is what we need to do, is try and get better. This is the same day that I recorded the last video. The loss didn't sit right with me because I said it. I said I needed to move my king. I didn't move my king. Discovered attack, lost my queen. So at least I was able to pinpoint what went wrong in that game, but it's not sitting right with me. I gotta jump back into another one. So let's do that. Okay, here we go. I got the white pieces. Let's try e4 again. See if we can't get any redemption. We're not playing a Carl Khan this time. Get the usual setup. Bring my bishop out. Just play some good old positional chess here. Don't know what that move does. Maybe he's gonna try and push. Let's castle first. King side has been developed. We just need to develop the queen side. I don't want to block my bishop, but I would love to support the knight. Oh, that move, he just doesn't want my bishop coming out. Let's support the knight. That bishop doesn't really have a home on that diagonal anyway, so I'm gonna fianchetto it for when the position inevitably opens up. Get my queen off of the pin, and now my knight is good to hop. Let's push the pawn. Let's take with the knight just before he could take it with the bishop or anything like that. And then if knight takes, bishop is now open, and we've got good diagonals pointing right at the enemy king. I value my bishop, so I'm gonna drop him back. Same thing with this bishop. I value it, so I'm gonna drop it back. If he pushes, could take with the pawn. Could sack the knight maybe, but I don't want to do that. If that pawn pushes, or no, he's trying to set up for here. But like in that case, I could easily just sack the knight. I'm expecting him to come here, but I should be. That was strange. All right. What I've been doing wrong is I've been playing a little bit quick and not kind of weighing out my options. So let's see what we have here. I can move this knight to see if he wants to trade. Well, that would damage my pawn structure, so I don't really want to put a piece there. I could push here if en passant, take back with the bishop, but then this bishop is hanging, so we can't do that. Let's drop back here first. That was why I set up this rook, just to get out of the way of all these pawns. Opponent has a big space advantage right now on the queen side, but as long as we can kind of weather that storm, so to speak, should be able to kind of open some things up towards his king. I wonder if I could have even gone h3 first, make him back up, and then play this move for some tempo, but should be okay. No forks right now if this does get pushed. Ultimately, I made the decision to bring this bishop back just because it would have been loose in the 2 lines that I calculated, so didn't want that. Knight's probably gonna reroute to come right here. I could push, no, I can't push h4. I could cover it with this knight though. I thought he would have to commit with this pawn, but he could just bring that bishop out with tempo on my queen. I do not have any interest in that. I need a better square for my queen though. Go right there for now with the plan of lining myself up with his king. But if the bishop goes here, then I don't know. This also adds another defender to the pawn. There's got to be a better way for me to unclick things. If there is and I just haven't figured it out, please let me know. Other plans here, I would love to get my rook onto the same file as his queen. I would expect him to move his queen, but just in case, if anything happens where this pawn thinks it can push and win my rook, it won't be able to. Oh, he's got to make sure I'm recording. I get scared. Even position, even time. Now I have the ability to go h4, kind of push that knight around. There was the pawn push. So now we're pinning this pawn. He cannot take my rook. Well, he could take my rook, but I would win his queen, and he has no way of just like promoting the pawn because my knight covers the square. Probably take this pawn with the rook on the next turn because then I could easily double up on the d file, but if he went with that move, then I have to reconsider. I need to break up this pawn chain a bit just to keep this d file open. Because now if I take, he can just take, and then I cannot really take back. Actually, I could. Let's take here first. Break up this pawn chain. Now we take here. And then when he captures back, I'm gonna double up. So now we have 2 attackers on the d3 pawn. My rooks are still lined up with his queen. I can also bring my queen back to still keep an eye here, and also add another attack onto the pawn. This pawn is on a light square, so both of our bishops are pretty useless for it. Let's calculate here. If I take the pawn, he would take my queen. I would take his queen. He would take my rook. I would take his rook. He would take my rook. Okay, so that doesn't work. Let's drop this queen back. And then we're going to win the pawn on the next turn, barring opponent's next move. So still got plenty of time, 5 minutes. No reason to rush, no reason to play a move too quick. Just got to play smart and then play with the +1 advantage. Not +1 yet, but after I take this pawn, it should be +1. I do got to add some measures here because that pawn might get loosey-goosey. Right now, I am still defending this pawn. However, if he takes my knight, then I lose defense of this pawn. So take the pawn, knight takes, queen takes, or pawn takes? Let's say the queen takes, bishop comes in with check. That's a bit annoying. Maybe I'll take his knight first, because then even if he takes here, I can just move my king. Let's just stop all of this. I'm trying to calculate a bit too much, but I'll just block this whole attack. If the knight takes my knight, my queen's doing the same tasks that I delegated to her already. So does weaken my position a bit, but it weakens it on the light squares. My opponent does not have a light squared bishop, so I feel a little bit more comfortable. Knight did take, but again, my queen is still doing what she needs to do, or what I asked her to do. And then now we will win this pawn. I was trying to play for the pawn anyways, but my opponent said, please take my pawn. So I will oblige. Get that rook out of dodge. I just gotta be a bit mindful, gotta keep my pieces on light squares as best I can, just to avoid any play from the bishop. And if I could kick this bishop at all and eventually get my bishop, pretend that, okay, opponent resigned. I will take it. I do feel like I could have converted this position, like we were up +1, but definitely would have been a challenge because of how I've been playing lately. So we'll take the win. Let's just see what would have happened if all the best moves were played. Bishop would go back, move my bishop, get the rook onto the 7th, support the rook, bring the queen in, take, get the king off the back rank first, protect the bishop. Now rook back onto the 7th, queens get off of the board, bishop down, what is it trying to set up for here? What are we looking at? Try and grab that pawn and then just get the king activated. This pawn would be free. No, that's a blunder. That's a good move. Check would win the bishop. So prevent the check. Check. Protect the bishop. And then it would just be conversion from there. Regardless what happened, I will take it. Let's see if we had any blunders. Didn't like the fianchettoed bishop. Didn't like the queen there. He wanted me to kick first. See, but why would I weaken my king side like that? Especially because what if he did one of those? Now look at my king. He looks stupid. Pawn took. Take back, take back, take back. All good there. So don't put the rook, put it there. And then push this knight out of here. Interesting. Not seeing any blunders that I had. That was a blunder. I thought that was a smart move. Takes. Oh. Oh. I could have sold the whole game here. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is a nasty line. Holy crap. I thought I was being a genius. That is nasty. Wow, that is vicious. Well, very glad that my opponent did not see that. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. We go up 13 points. We are back to 1466. Not too worried about the elo right now. Already playing at a pretty high elo. At least for me. Maybe not for you, but for me, this feels pretty high. I feel proud of it. Not too concerned with the elo. Just trying to rack up some wins. Trying to build up the confidence again and get back to playing as smooth as I was. So definitely happy about the win. Happy about that game. What a disgusting line right there. I'm going to definitely remember that in case I'm ever on the opposite side of that. See if I can't remove the guard if someone thinks they're pinning my pawn. We'll see. I hope someone else thought that was cool. Very gross line. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Glad that you got to see a win. Hope that we can continue to keep racking them up. And until tomorrow, I will see you then.